mood, baby.
We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we been
Y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here.
Black versus the Board of Education.
Cause we came here, created us now. We in here, yeah, we in here. Cause we came here, created us now. And you know, and we know, and we go. Cause we been here.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
Happy Monday. That's right. We're Black versus the Board of Education. My name is Miss Laureen, and I welcome you into this space. Oh, man, it's going to be a little bit different because it's not originally what we had in mind, but this episode is called The Pivot because we are professionals at the pivot. And so whatever we had on the calendar for today will happen next week. But this week, we're just going to get a little bit creative and go around the room and get some introductions. So I'm going to start with Adrian today. Hey, Adrian.
Hey, y'all. My name's Adrian, college student out here in Sacramento. And I'm back.
You are.
In the chair.
I belong.
Oh, well, and I don't take that. don't take that.
Where's Anaya? Pull Anaya in. Hey, Anaya.
Hey everyone, I'm back finally. You know, I had to graduate and go on my little graduation trip. I'm back.
Where'd you go?
I went to Catalina Island in Ensenada, Mexico,
Must be nice. Okay.
on a little cruise.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Jalen. Hey.
Hello, my name is Jalen. I'd like to introduce you guys to the greatest month out of the 12 months, my birthday month. Other than that,
once, Anaya agrees with you.
Oh, yeah,
Go
this
ahead.
is Anaya's birthday month.
Other than that, you know, same thing, just a Louisianian living in a Californian's body.
All
There you go.
You know,
All right.
just
Hush.
stuff like that.
Jada, what's up?
Hey. Ooh, my voice is a little gone. Yesterday, I had fun yesterday. My voice is a little gone. Hey, guys. My name is Jada. I am a graduated senior here in the Sacramento area. Watch me walk the stage. What, the 25th? Ooh, I'm excited. I'm a little excited, you know.
So we are 18 days away from celebration weekend, and Jada's inviting you all out to join us the 23rd, the 25th, for all the things that we have planned. What we got planned, Adrian? What we got on the calendar?
The 23rd, we got our Jalen's birthday.
Yes, sir. Well, that's not part of our plan.
What I was talking
I gotta
about.
give a shout out. Well, we got our Kicks and Hills soiree,
Yeah.
little prom type thing. Then on that Saturday, we got our family fun day.
Ooh.
Everybody come out, barbecue, throw the football, baseball.
Bring
catch.
something to share.
Yeah.
Play some
I mean,
oversized,
we'll
you
come
know,
down.
you know what I'm saying?
Bring something.
Okay. And
And then
then
Sunday is our Black graduation. We all been preparing for.
awesome.
Yes.
And so this day in history, you know what? I've been out of high school 26 years today.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Don't do it.
I
Don't
mean,
do me.
What?
Nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all just love hating on me. It's all good. And then, of course, today would have been the birthdays of both Tyree Nichols and Breonna Taylor.
Ooh.
So we're sending love to their families. I'm told they both would have been celebrating their 30th birthday. I
30th.
think.
Wow.
So we want to send love out to their families because, you know, shouldn't have happened. What happened shouldn't have happened, and they should be here celebrating. So love to the families. And then I have to tell y'all something. So I got not an interesting email. I won't call it interesting. I got an email from a teacher all the way out in Virginia Beach.
Oh, my.
Where's that at?
Virginia? Bruh.
You know, like, but look though.
What?
But look though, there's
What?
they could have been like it could have been a Virginia Beach.
Jalen, no.
She
South
said
Carolina.
Virginia Beach. She gonna say, where's that at? Huh?
Because you never know. It could have been Virginia Beach, South Carolina. You know,
Huh?
you never know. West Virginia could have been West Virginia.
Huh?
Okay, Jalen.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Wow.
So, okay, I got an email from a teacher out in Virginia Beach, and he was talking about he found our podcast while he was on a road trip, he and his wife, and he said he loves the podcast. So shout out to Mr. Powers.
Shout out,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Powers.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate the love. And if you want to send us an email, you can send us an email at bvboe@bylp.org. We will always answer your emails, and we would I would love to have him on the show one day, because he also
Hey.
asked about doing this type of podcast out there in his state. So
Oh.
those are conversations that we can absolutely have at some point in time.
Absolutely.
But I am so excited that we're all the way in Virginia Beach, y'all.
Come on, man.
How does
That's
that? I
crazy.
We
mean,
going
Big
worldwide.
motion.
you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter what we see the audience to be during the time. It's just our stuff is going to continue to get out there the more that we talk, and the more that we talk about things that people don't normally talk about. Right.
Yeah.
And so shout out to him, and shout out to anybody else who wants to get to know us a little bit better. He asked me for some advice, and I hope I did him justice. If not, just write me back if it didn't work, and we'll come up with something else. So today we're going to pivot, y'all. And I want you guys to be able to, I want the audience to be able to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So, Miss Jada, I'm going to go around the room. I'm not going to ask myself. Just know that I'm 40 plus and fabulous. Let the viewers know, how old are y'all? How old are y'all?
Hey, I'm 18, actually. Legal adult in the hood. Yeah. I mean, not in the hood. We're not going to lie like that. No, yeah. Legal adult, 18.
18.
Mhm.
18. Do you think you're ready to be an adult?
Or
what does being an adult mean?
I think that when I look forward to growing up, people just think that I look forward to being able to do what I want. But I think I generally just look forward, to the experience that I'll get just by being able to make my own decisions, I guess, good or bad. It's just, I like growth, and I think that being able to experience new things opens you up to more growth, because you're not always going to make the right decisions all the time, and I don't think that I am, but I look forward to the things that I learned from those bad experiences. But I think being an adult is just I don't know, definitely a lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility.
Because she just been out there kicking it. I'm like,
Nuh-uh,
damn.
guys, nuh-uh. Right now, I don't have no crazy bills yet, but I'm sure that with adulthood, it's gonna get harder. Every day,
Yeah.
it's not gonna get easier. That's not,
That's not life.
it's not life.
Okay.
Not
All right.
everything's supposed to be convenient.
There you go. Adrian, how old are you?
21, turning 22 in July.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Come
Almost
on.
there.
20, 21. So what advice would you give Miss Jada, since she's just starting off? Oh Lord. Since she's
Yeah,
just
he gave
starting
that to
off.
me. Just want to let y'all know he gave that to me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
You celebrated it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What advice? Just going into the adulthood,
Yeah.
I would say don't rush. Take it slow.
Mm.
You don't have to rush to move out. You don't have
Come
to,
on, talk to her again. Tell her again.
do not have to rush to move out. I know
Thank
you
you.
talk about going to the dorms, but when you reach adulthood, the responsibility gets thrown on you, and you're expected to do everything yourself. But with the great support system you had, you could rely on people, and you don't have to isolate and act like you have to do everything without somebody, because that's what adulthood is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jalen, talk to him. How old are you? And we already know your birthday's coming up, but talk to us. How old are you right now?
Well, if you're watching this right now, I'm 21. But if you're watching this after the 23rd, I'll be 22.
Okay, got it.
All right. Yeah.
So you guys are both in early adulthood.
Yes.
Tell me
Mhm.
something that you've learned so far.
Oh man, the biggest thing that I've learned in adulthood is that probably the thing that Adrian said, in that it's not uncommon for people to think that you have to do everything on your own in adulthood, but it's more but you don't have to do everything on your own. Because I was thinking, you know what, I'm about to move out. For the world to fend out, I gotta
Fend for yourself?
I gotta fend for myself.
Mhm.
So then I'm like, okay, well, I get to college and the pandemic happens, so I
Yeah.
have to move back home, and I'm back to where I first started, but I'm older now, so I'm like, okay, well, now let me fall back and let me get around all the people that care about me, and it feels like just one big continuous moment, everything, just keep taking everything day by day, for real.
Okay. All right. Now, Miss Anaya, you're the youngest one on here today.
Yeah.
So you are
Oh, I'm 17.
okay. What are you most looking forward to about adulthood?
Uh,
And when are you turning 18? Just so we know.
on the 16th of this
Ooh.
month.
Oh,
Okay, the
Orange birthday.
16th. All right, what you looking
Mhm.
forward to? Because I think you're going away for school.
Yes, I'll be in Washington, D.C., so that's a big adjustment. What I'm looking forward to, I feel like a few weeks ago I would have said independence,
Uh-huh.
but my parents give me enough independence with me knowing that I have support for them from any time. But now, I don't know what I would say. I'm not really in a rush to turn 18. I like being 17, and yeah.
You're not in a
So-
rush. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Because I
Mm-mm.
was reading something, you guys, and it said that I don't know if it was a meme. I don't know if it's considered a meme when you just see posts with words on it.
It's a meme.
But
It's a meme.
it said something to the effect of we have to break the generational curse of kicking our kids out at 18. Do you think you're ready to be on your own, even at 21 right now? Do you think you're ready to be on your own and to fend for yourself?
No.
I know I'm not.
You know you're not. Why do you say that?
Because even though I feel like I do a fair amount of stuff myself, I pay bills and all that. My mom is a big contributor to how I live my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like without her, I would be calling her every day
Oh,
asking.
every single day.
You already call your mama every day.
Well,
Yep.
Well, let's calm it down. Let's calm it down here.
Where's the lie?
It's not a lie. Let's calm it down.
All right. All
But
right.
for me, I still can't cook.
Mm.
But
You
if
could
you
learn
don't need
though.
to know that, you didn't hear that from me. But I do not know how to cook. But also, it's just like the support that you can fall back on. Like
Uh-huh.
once you move out, you tend to feel isolated. Like when I was in San Francisco in my dorm room, there was a lot of times where I just felt isolated. Like I was just like there by myself. Of course I had roommates there, but they were just like they're new people to you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not people that you've lived with your entire life, and you just tend to feel isolated at times. And you're like,
Okay.
these people don't know my what do I do to get out of that isolated feel. These people don't know how I tend to communicate, but my parents do or my siblings do, just things like that.
I think sometimes for me that's like the opposite. Like I feel like I have so much support that when it is time for me to go out on my own, I don't know if I will know how to maintain just me and myself. I feel like not that like people have made decisions for me, but like there have been a lot of moments where I have been afraid of making the wrong decision. So I'll look for support and they may make that decision for me, or I'll subconsciously choose the decision that they chose because I'm afraid of messing up. And so sometimes I feel like when I'm on my own, it's going to be harder because will I trust my own thought process? What will I do when I don't have that support system? And I think that's sometimes maybe the reason why I fight so hard for independence or a sense of it, because I want to learn now how to be able to think for myself and do for myself, knowing that I am still surrounded by a support system instead of going out in the world and making those kind of decisions where I'm not going to be as close to that support system as I am right now.
But to piggyback on that, the thing that's human nature though.
Yep.
Because there are plenty of times where we don't feel like we are influenced by things, or things will sway our decisions that we do. Think about just things like you see something on social media that somebody's wearing, and you're like, if you've seen anybody else wear that, it wouldn't be cool. But since somebody's wearing that you've put this status on, you're like, oh, that's a nice outfit. So the same thing can go with either things that you would deem to be hard to decide. And then Lorene will be like, well, I don't know what I would do, but these are the two options. And then she'll start to sway to one option. Then subconsciously you'll be like, you know what? She's been right so many times that maybe she's right about this one too. So it's just human nature. We tend to side with things that are usually always right, because we don't ever want to be wrong at all. That's like you said, a part of growth. Doing wrong things is a part of growth, but we tend to side with people that have a track record of doing right.
Anaya, do you think your parents stop you from making decisions right now? Like, do you think that they're heavily um, making those decisions for you, or do you think that they have backed up a little bit and like let her go ahead and figure it out?
Yeah, I think they've given me a lot of freedom and independence, but that's also how I've been my whole life. Like my parents were always there to support me, but they were never like too controlling to the point where it's like you have no say. I'm the parent, you're the child. I know what's best for you. I'm gonna make the decision on your own. Like yeah, they would do that when it's needed, but for example, now like when I'm driving and everything, so my mom's like, okay, well, not saying you can't go out, but just know you got gas to fill up, so be mindful about where you're going. But
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in and talk about Jada's point, and I agree with her, and I understand Jalen's perspective. You know, not disagreeing or anything, but I kind of felt what Jada was saying is like, not from experience, just from what I've heard from friends, is that a lot of the times the parents make decisions for them so much that they're so eager to be independent so they can have a say of their own. I think that's where I kind of understood her on that level. And I get it's human nature to say, oh, mom and dad, yeah, you were right so much in my life. Let me just go to you for everything. But how I took that was a lot of kids feel like they don't have freedom or they don't have independence at such a young age. So they're so just eager to grow up and get that because they missed out on that growing up. But yeah.
No, and I agree with that point. I've seen that too, but then again, also seen where that can go awry, and now that they have the independence, they go right back to the place that they felt like they didn't have they had the dependence. So they will go out of independence and they see the world is really, really like
Harsh.
cruel and harsh.
Mhm.
Then they'll go right back to the dependence, and you're like, now I'm back at square one. I did all this to leave. Now I'm right back. So I've seen both.
Is it deemed a negative to go back to your safe place?
Depends on the person. I don't think it is.
Sometimes it can feel like I have a hard time asking people for help because I feel like I feel like they're gonna take that as like, oh, I can't do it, and I never like to prove something right like to a person. So like if I feel like I can do it and people are not pushing me the way that I'm pushing me, it's like, oh, you have doubt in me, which means that I'm gonna even go twice as hard. So if something were like to like not go my way, I feel embarrassed to come back to you because it's like I've been trying to prove you wrong. Like I can do it. Like sometimes I can feel like somebody is waiting for me to mess up to be like, see, I told you couldn't do it, so now let me help you. And it's like, well, why did you have that doubt me in the first place? Like, you didn't believe I could do it. How am I supposed to believe in myself that I can do it if I got people believing that I can't do it? I don't know. I don't like to ever feel like I can't do something.
Yeah. And I think that sometimes we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves to live up to what other people say. You know, I've always been of the mindset, I don't need y'all to struggle. You know what I mean? I don't need anybody that's close to me or that's surrounding me or that works here to struggle. Our job as adults is to make sure that we cultivate an environment where you can come in, learn, and grow and make your mistakes. A lot of times, you know, when folks say about this particular environment at BYLP, if they have worked someplace else, it's not the same, right? Because you guys have a lot of freedom. You guys have a lot of, you know, we do a lot of fun stuff. But do you think that this is a unique kind of experience here in BYLP to be able to make your mistakes? Or do you think that, you know, I have some unspoken rule that y'all supposed to do what I say?
No, I think it's very unique because I've worked a lot of jobs before I came here. So when I first got here, I was like, "What is going on?"
What does that mean?
Yeah, because I'm so used to structure and like at 10 o'clock you do this, at 11 o'clock you do this, and I gotta tell you.
Now
when I'm going
don't
on
be
break.
sitting up here telling these people we ain't got no structure.
You know,
We
but
got structure, but it's not
it's not a
crazy.
time-based structure to where it's something going on every hour.
Yeah.
And you have to get it done. But so when I got here, it was kind of hard for me. I felt like I was always had to find something to do, and it was like, just relax. You know, I'm like,
We be chilling. Just relax.
okay.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm so used to when you mess up, you make a mistake,
True.
you get called into the office, manager's office,
Mhm.
write you up, deduct your hours.
Yeah.
It's more personable here, and it feels like family here. And I've never worked a job that was like that.
I can honestly agree with that because, like,
I mean, but literally everybody's family.
Yeah.
I can honestly agree with that because for a period of time, I was working at another place and like they had times where you'd have to like mark like the hours that you would like or the minutes that you would use the restroom. And I'm like, I'm only going to the restroom for like a little bit. Why I gotta mark that out of my thing? I'm like, it was just weird. It was really structured, and so it's definitely different from working here. Working here, it feels like there could be a lot of teamwork, a lot of community building. I mean, our whole thing is intentional community building, but we're not only doing that for other people in the community, we're doing that simply in the office as well. So I think that that's a big thing that I don't think I see a lot in corporate businesses. So
What about you? Have you worked anywhere else?
Nah,
you looking at me like
you know, this is my introduction. And
Okay.
the one thing I will say is that just the family aspect is just amazing to me, just because like I hear from Adrian a lot, because Adrian has always told me that like about the places that he's worked and everything. And then we actually had a conversation about this not too long ago. He was just like, man, it really feels just like family here. Like it's just so much different than from any other place that I've ever worked. And it's just like, for me, just being able to, like when we have events and we'll go out to eat after and just laugh for 2 hours. We've been done with food. We just laughing for 2 hours, and just things like that, and just building memories and being able to and getting the work done when it's needed, but when it's time to have fun, we know how to have fun. We know how to do the pivot shifts of when it's work time, it's work time. When it's fun time, it's fun time. It's just the best. It's the best.
Oh, y'all are so sweet. Anaya, because you've worked here. I mean,
I should see you in the summer.
But now when you were here, it was probably like maybe 8 of us, 6 of us. I don't know how many.
True.
Which time? Because I've been employed twice.
Oh, girl, I don't know.
20
Pick a time.
2021? Which one?
Yeah, 2020 was in the
Is that one
backyard.
at my house? Okay.
Yeah.
No, because were you there at the house?
Yeah, the backyard and the little.
Oh boy,
We had a whole tent, and I put them all out the house, and it was hot.
Yeah.
It was too during COVID.
Yeah.
Like we had so many people coming in and out of my house. We built a tent, and we had fans, and
We actually,
crap.
guys, we had a podcast before this podcast. Like it was
For real?
for a little bit. It was for like a little bit.
Y'all
I
had
swear to
like
God.
one episode,
It was
and they fell out.
It was because they fell out. Oh my God, we're not gonna talk about that, but oh my God, memories. Man.
They fell out. So they were in the backyard. We had lunch every day, but it was
times.
and it was
No,
just
I
a
can
lot
understand
going
it.
on.
Except
And that was when we were establishing the support networks and trying to get things going. And then we moved here in 2021, and Anaya was here. And now it's 2023, and Anaya's trying to come back for a month before she goes off to Washington, D.C. So, because you see like kind of the evolution of what we've been able to do, what do you think is the most unique part about being here?
I would say, like you mentioned, literally everyone is family, like quite literally. And even though I'm not blood related to any of you guys, I still feel like family. And that was the main thing. It's like I didn't feel like when I was here, it didn't feel like it was work. Like even though I was working, obviously, it was like, oh, just another day at the office with my family, you know? So that's yeah.
You said don't make me cry.
No,
What was
she's
why would you
leaving,
cry?
and it just
No, that's
it's
part
gonna
of
be weird.
growth. That's part of growth, right?
ain't gonna
Everybody's
lie,
gonna
she's-
have different experiences.
She's better
right?
than me. I was not going across the country. I'll tell you that.
Thought
For
I
real.
Why?
Our cameraman wanted me. He
It's
was
a
like,
lot.
go to HBCU, man. Go to Louisiana, man.
Our camera.
He was
Don't
like,
talk about
We're
him
not
like
gonna
he's not standing
out him like that.
right
We're not
here.
gonna out him like that.
I was like, cameraman.
he was like,
You're
go to
giving them
HBCU.
half the peace signs.
He said,
Oh my god.
go to HBCU, man. Just try it. Just try it. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm staying in California. But you better than me. I couldn't do it.
Thank you.
I'm excited
I take that
because
as a compliment.
I got another place to visit. We're gonna pull
That's
up.
what everybody says. Yeah.
And that means it gives me an excuse to see you. Woo!
Yeah. I have a little homecoming week. I'll tell you the theme off live.
happening. It's happening. Let us know the dates.
Oh,
Or not homecoming, sorry. I do have that, of course. Then I have a little freshman welcome week, and it's like just a week of parties.
Oh, I'm coming.
Girl,
So
don't
I'm
say that out loud. You're supposed to go there and get your studies on.
I mean,
Okay, it's
no.
before school, so I'm gonna be focused. My mom's not paying all that money for no reason.
I know that's
Say
right.
that.
Shout out to Kathy.
Hey,
shout out.
won't she do it?
So as we're continuing to talk, and so we've been on a few trips, right? We go different places and we meet other people.
Mhm.
What do you think is their perception of what they see when we come into town?
Their perception of what they see
With us, yeah.
Unity. That's what they. I think that's. I mean, because we normally like show up in uniform. Like we come in like the Men in Black for real. Like
Men and
like,
women,
men and women in black.
in
My bad.
Uh-huh.
My bad. But no, I think they see a lot of unity, a lot of community. Because like we come in, like I don't know. It's like when we come in, some type of the atmosphere kind of changes. It's like, oh, who are they? Oh, what's them shirts? Oh, they all look the. Okay, let me go walk.
Well, what
up and
y'all do?
talk
Whole
to them.
Foods?
Hey, man, let me talk
Foods,
to
man,
Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods.
Like it's just like they want to like it's like the energy we give off. They want to receive some of that, so they'll want to be in the space that we're in, get to know us, get to know what we're about. How can we get a part of that? Sign up where like, oh, I got people over here. I'm gonna bring them over. You know, it's just it's just a lot of love.
I think they think it was like I would say powerful.
Oh,
Ooh,
Because I feel like even when we're just standing there, they call me and Jalen the Twin Towers.
yes, that. Yes, I do.
And then, it's just us as the men, and then we got the girls. And I feel like they come up to us because they feel something in us.
Mhm.
And then when we tell them what we do, it's like sparked. Their interest is sparked even more.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I think.
I think they sense a genuineness about us,
Mhm.
that we're genuine about the work that we do and who we serve, and that we're not just going in there because a lot of people think a lot of things are money grabs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Facts.
First of all, we do almost everything for free. So
Yeah. Like everything.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. So but it's just that we're so intentional about, and then once we tell them what we do, they're like, oh, how much does this cost? It's completely free. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So then it's like, so they're like, there's no way that you guys are saying that you're doing all this stuff and you're not charging. So they're thinking that it's too good to be true.
Mhm.
But then once we show them, or we'll have like testimonies about what we've actually done, or we'll show them the work that we've actually done, they're just like, oh my God, this is really real.
Yeah.
So I think they just feel a sense of genuineness from us.
I think what also attracts them is the youth that they see, for
Yeah.
sure. I feel like it's different seeing like a bunch of grown people, and I'm not saying y'all aren't
Yeah,
grown,
what
but
you trying to say?
Y'all are new adults, I guess, but like a bunch of grown like men and women compared to a bunch of young adults. It's like I think it's different because we are the next generation. We're the come up, so it's like, oh, y'all are a part of this. Because I think when I think young people, we just like to like run around. We're not really about anything serious. We just like to go around, have parties, have fun, do crazy stuff.
Ooh,
I said
you
stick,
see?
guys.
Wait,
I got
you
to
saw
start
that?
moving.
Hold
I
That's not what we do on this
didn't.
podcast.
That's
Do
not
crazy
this-
stuff.
That's
Do
this
crazy
podcast.
stuff, and just kind of like like throw care to the wind, basically.
Yeah.
But when they see us in these professional environments and we're talking with such fluidity and intellectualism,
Come on,
it's
fluidity.
like, okay, guys,
No, go ahead.
Good work. She was saying
fluidity
that.
and such
Good
like with intellect, like we're intellectually bright young men and women, and I think that's what really attracts them as well.
Anaya, you agree?
Yes, 100%. Sorry.
And so it's kind of like and I think you're right. They see you guys, and I always think youth attracts youth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I speak fluid teenager and young adult, there's something about seeing you all come into a space that kind of puts a stamp of approval on it, because there are a lot of folks who provide free programming that may be looked at as they're just checking a box, right?
Yeah.
And then there's people like us, and Jalen, you're right, because we don't do everything for free.
Come on now. I knew you was going to catch up on
wait,
it
hold
sooner or
on.
later. I knew you was going to catch
So
up
we
on it.
serve children, right? We will do that. We will take complaints. We will do that for free. Now, when I got to go in and talk to teachers about how they're carrying themselves, or I have to come in and explain things to administrators, that is not free.
Come on. I knew it.
When we serve different school campuses and different school districts, that is not free. The school pays for it, the children do not. And so we have to be clear. You know, I caught the drift you was sending this
Through the
way.
lob. I threw the lob.
But it's important to know that anything worth having, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right. And anything worth cultivating, you know, you're going to have to invest time in it. So you guys get to spend a lot of time with me.
Yes.
What would you say is the biggest thing you've observed in the way that I work?
Oh,
Come on,
I got
Jalen.
one. So my first ever time on, like my second day on the job, Lorene called me. Hey, what are you doing this morning? Nothing. You want to come to school with me? I said, sure. So I'm in there. I got my mask on, right? So I'm in the back, posted like these. So I'm just observing. Lorene just sitting there letting everybody talk. She got her foot up like this. She like looking at it. She looking at everybody like that. And I'm just sitting there like, is she not gonna say something? Like these people are just sitting here just talking crazy. Like she's just gonna let everybody talk. So as soon as everybody got all the stuff they need to go out, she says, so he's getting Sunsplash, right? That's the first thing she says. She doesn't say nothing else. Just so he's getting Sunsplash, right? I was like, oh yeah, he's getting. You know, that's on
so
the
you
table.
have to give them context. So this young person was
yeah.
getting suspended, and they were taking away his
incentive,
his sixth grade
field
trips,
trip. Yep,
right?
And yeah,
because he was called a racial slur.
Yeah,
and he responded.
Mhm.
And so they wanted to take all his stuff away from him, his ability to walk and all his, the
trips and
yeah,
stuff.
They wanted to take all that away. And so they were talking. And, the only thing I wanted to know is he's going on his trip, right? Because nothing you've said to me is going to stop him from going. And before I even got it out, they were already resigned to the fact he was going to Sunsplash.
Yeah, walked in the meeting. Yeah, first things first. He's going to Sunsplash. He's going. Like before we even talk about anything, he's going to Sunsplash.
And so
then,
that
yeah.
Okay,
And then,
let's go.
Yeah, and then the teacher tried to cut off the kid. He was like, "No, look at me." He said, "No, look at me, look at me." That's not what you said, right? And Lorene was like, why are you interrogating this child, right? In front of everybody. He was like, so that's not.
I never said that, right? I didn't do that. No. You
crazy.
talk to me now because I'm here in the room now.
No, it was nasty.
You talk to me.
It was nasty.
And so, okay. All right. That's one example. Adrian, what have you learned about how I work or how this job gets done?
Mm-hmm. I would say from following you to schools, going to board meetings with you, one thing I noticed is like you're always you. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, whether you're talking to us or you're talking to like teachers, like you talk the same. And like I don't see that in a lot of people. Like they usually
code switch.
Yeah, code switch and conform to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always you. Nah, I like it.
You like it?
Unapologetically.
Jada, what?
She always brings the facts. She doesn't really speak out. I mean, she may speak with emotion, but she doesn't speak mainly out of emotion. She'd be like, yeah, but what the facts say? Oh, I'm hearing you, but what's that say? Oh, okay. So it's not relevant. Next. And I'm just like, well, you can't really fight the facts. Like you can talk about how you feel all you want, but the facts are right there. And she just mainly goes off the facts. And I think I respect that, People can't really argue with facts. I mean, they could try if they can bring other facts, but 9 times out of 10, they don't bring facts. They bring feelings. So
talk to him.
Yeah.
Anaya, what do you think?
I agree with everyone. I would say you kind of like move in silence, I want to say.
Ooh,
And I guess I just mean like
I don't need to know.
you know what you're talking about before you talk. And I'm like, dang, she's right. She's always right. And like Jada's saying, like whenever when I went to the board meetings with you guys, I'm like, wow, you can't really tell her she's wrong. And like Jada's saying, because you bring facts.
Real G's do move
So
in
do
silence.
you guys think that that's rubbing off on you guys? Like, how are you developing the way in which you communicate with other people, seeing an example in front of you? Because they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery for some people.
Mhm.
So do you think that you guys are picking up any cues or any ways in which you interact with people based on the example that you've had in front of you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I was, for me, skillful listening.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
that's the biggest thing I picked up is just listening for either mistakes. If I'm talking to staff or I'm talking to teachers and I'm trying to do
So not mistakes, inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm listening for inconsistencies. I'm listening for where stories don't match up.
Mhm.
And making sure that I have all my facts before I go in. Making sure I do my due diligence research.
Mhm.
Just things like that, and making sure that I'm prepared, because I think that might be your best trait, is that you are always prepared. You don't go in without having all the proper details. And if you do, you say, well, give me a second, I need to get all the proper details before we proceed.
Mhm.
So I think that's probably the biggest thing, is preparation.
Preparation. Okay. What would you say?
I would go along the same lines as preparation, and also asking questions, because I noticed you do that a lot during meetings. You always ask questions to get more clarity on situations or you're confused. So I think more about what I'm gonna say and how I'm gonna say it, and not letting people talk to me any kind of way anymore.
Come on now.
Because it's like, not even my boss talks to me like that. You ain't gonna talk to me like
Come
that.
on, big dog.
And I be like, I don't even talk to them like that. You not about to
Come
talk to them
on,
like
big
that.
dog.
Jada, what skill have you picked up? Because you've spent the most time with me.
I mean, come on now. I've spent 18 years. What are you talking about? But I would say bringing more facts and less feelings. I still what do you call it? Value people's feelings and still make sure that they're valid. Make sure that I make them feel like their feelings are valid. Acknowledge their feelings, yes. But I also come with facts. And I think that up on top of your facts, you come with confidence with the way you speak. People can't overspeak you. And not only can't they overtalk you, but they can't say that you're wrong. So you mix those two together, it's a power move. You're just walking with so much power. It's kind of hard to shut you down. And I think I like that, because I think that I may let a lot of stuff slide sometimes when it comes to my relations with other people. But sometimes they need a reality check. And I think I've grown to be the type of person who would love to do it on multiple occasions. So I think confidence and facts in a conversation go along.
Anaya, what characteristic would you pick that you would say you developed being on this podcast?
I'd say communication. I know growing up, I've always struggled with, I guess you could say, like confrontation or just talking about how I feel to people. And I think you've showed me just lay everything out and come, like Jada said, come with confidence. Know what you're gonna say before you say it.
Well, yeah.
Not like a negative thing, but that's something I avoid.
Right,
I don't like it. But I think now, and also growing up, I've learned to just take my time with things. So yeah, I say that that's a big thing.
So what I've learned about Adrian.
Oh, big dog.
Adrian is super thoughtful. He thinks before he speaks. He's like the quiet strength in the room. You know what I mean? He don't say a whole lot, but when he does, you better get your pen and paper because it's on. What I've learned about Jalen loves to have a good time.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know Jalen talked this much until he got here.
And he's my cousin, bro. Like what?
I've seen you develop, because I don't know if you really thought about things in black and white. I think you was just out here existing.
Yes.
And you've picked up that. And so that's what I appreciate about you. With Anaya, I'm learning that you are getting more and more confident with the way in which you speak, and just being intentional about showing up and being present. I really love that about you. And I mean, with Jada, I got to cultivate a flower for a very long time. So I see a lot of me in her, in the way that she responds. She talks about how I talk with confidence. You talk with so much confidence. You walk in the room and you just like this little 5 foot nothing. But when you get to talking, it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? And half of the time I never thought that she was listening to me.
Yeah.
I never thought that she was picking up some of these characteristics, but as I see her continue to develop in that teleprompter work,
oh, that was crazy.
I was like, what in the
was crazy.
world? Where does Carol come from?
That was crazy.
But it's the confidence in which you move. And I've seen so much development in all of you, especially when we all went to, I think we went to a school together. We were in there with
Yeah.
yeah, we're not yeah.
Yeah.
We were in the room and I brought you two in with me. And then you and we went to a different school. We went to Valley. The two you guys, we went to what school you work at again?
PG.
Yes. So talk to me about what that was like to finally be able to insert your opinions in what was happening and the impact you thought that had on the people in the room.
Was that the first school I went to?
Maybe
Was
it was the young lady who had the
No
issue
contact?
with
Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the
The
first
no
school I
contact
went
the
to.
no contact
yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how it felt, one, being able to finally weigh in and have your opinion have some weight, right? And then the impression that you left on the other people in the room, or what that you think you left
Yeah.
on the other people in the room.
So that was my first school I went to, and I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect.
Hmm.
I had no idea about the situation. Like, I'm learning. She's just telling I'm learning there with it. And I remember after that meeting, I thought to myself, I have to learn how to speak to adults in a way like I'm talking to them, and it's not. I shouldn't filter what I say to adults because I'm afraid of.
But you're an adult.
Right.
Okay. So we have
And
to change the mindset.
I understood that after.
yeah.
I'm like, these people, I'm an adult now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm so used to talking to people who are older than me with a certain respect and the line that I wouldn't cross.
Mm-hmm.
But as I look back in the meeting and I watched Jada speak up in it, and she's younger than me,
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, I need to.
There you go, little bro.
I gotta
little
step it up.
You got little bro.
It's that confidence, right? Because I think what she understood and what I hope you all understand is if you're in a room, there's no way that I'm gonna let somebody bulldoze you. Like there's just absolutely no way. And I think at that particular meeting, somebody got mad at Miss Lisa and she was trying to go in on Miss Lisa. And I'm like, let me jump in real quick, right? And shut it all down because we're not doing that. So what do you think the impact of the people in the room was?
I think for us just being there, because I know the student had to get up out of the room because she was crying. And then just how relieved the mom was after, and the parents. And then we had went to lunch after. So I think us just being there with them put a certain confidence on themselves and what they can do. And they felt like they could talk without restriction.
I never realized that it would be a restriction, a talking without restriction. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think? How was it for you to finally have some input? And then what impact do you think it had?
It was so weird. Like, I think that automatically when I first walk into a situation, because I don't know anything, I don't just right off the bat start talking. I kind of just get a feel. And when I started to feel as though the young lady's voice wasn't being heard, and I was looking at the back and forth interaction between her and the faculty member, I could tell that there was something that the faculty member wasn't understanding, that the student was having a hard time communicating. But it's as if I knew what she was trying to communicate. So that's when I stepped in and communicated it for her without her, because I know that it may have been a lot on her, especially when you're sitting in a room full of people, all eyes are on you. They're waiting for you to make the next move so that we can solve or at least have some sense of progression towards the situation. But at the same time, that's a lot of pressure. And so it may quiet somebody, especially when you have to talk at the person, no matter how much support you feel you have, it could still be a lot of pressure. And so I felt like if I didn't say something, like I would just suck. Like I would just be like, dang it, like I could have went back in there and said something, like she could have been heard, you know? And so I just had to like feel in that moment, like put your feelings aside, your 10 minutes aside, you're here for somebody, so be there for somebody. So that's just when I just spoke up about it. It felt weird because it's like, I'm not used to talking because I'm not Adrian's age. I'm still, you know, a fresh legal adult. So it was kind of just like I still have this sense of respect. But when I feel like you're disrespecting another person, that's when I sometimes have to push the respect that I have for you aside and kind of support the person that I'm here for. And so it felt a little weird because, it's like before I graduated, we're basically in high school. We're both kind of in the same boat. So it's like, it was weird because I wouldn't talk to a teacher that way. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
And what impact do you think that it had? Do you think that they listened?
Honestly, yeah. And I think it's because of how I advocated it. It wasn't like I was like, well, I think that maybe she feels like, I kind of was just like, okay, well, I think that she feels so and so, and I want you to kind of understand this, that, and the third. And I think that kind of made a big difference, just the way that I vocalized it.
Jalen, what do you think?
For me, you pushed me to speak in the first time I was
pushed
there.
all y'all.
No, you texted me. She texted me.
I pushed all y'all.
She said, say something.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, same meeting, still the first meeting I went to. And then I ended up telling the staff there, basically, I'm like, well, this is how me being a black boy, I'm the only black male in the room. So I'm like, we're advocating for a black boy. So I'm like, as a black boy / male, this is how we would feel in a situation like this. And then once I did that, they were like, okay. Then a switch flipped and I was like, okay, so now his feelings are validated because he has somebody else that is older than him and that is basically can attest to what he's feeling. And as I'm walking out, I had like the principal, the vice principal come up to me, shake my hand. They was like, I loved what you said in that meeting. And it was just like, okay. And then at that time, I'm like, okay, well, I feel like I'm actually doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Like people coming up to me, shaking my hand after we just had this whole meeting where it got tense in some points. We had, it was just like a regular advocacy meeting. Like, the tense points, you're just sitting there. Everybody's waiting for somebody to break the ice.
And I normally do.
Yes. And then,
yeah.
And then
since we all sitting here looking at each other, you must want me to say something. So cool.
Yeah.
But I think, and Anaya, what do you think your responsibility is now that, you've amassed certain skills? You're going to a campus, and your campus has been known for the protests lately, especially over dorm accommodations and some of the other things that have happened on Howard University's campus. So what is it that you're looking forward to most when you go away, knowing that the skill sets you bring to that environment?
First thing that came to my mind is just speaking up more, just using my voice to tell people how they make me feel, or when I notice things, go to people like, hey, I saw you do that. That wasn't cool. Just speaking up more, using my voice, learning myself more, learning what I like, learning what I don't like, and then applying that to my life. So I'm happy. So yeah.
She said, so she's happy. And one thing I've learned about life is my life is not about me. It's not my own. I'm put here for a specific purpose. And my purpose is to impart in you while I'm here, right? Because I don't believe I'm going to live forever. So while I'm here, I have a responsibility to make sure you guys get certain skill sets so that when I'm no longer around, this type of work continues to go forward, right? So many times we've had people in our community who have hoarded certain businesses or information because they didn't want to be pushed out. I'm trying to do the absolute opposite, right? I'm trying to make sure y'all get it now and that you're developing over the years. So when it's time for me to step aside or, God forbid something else happens, y'all are ready to pick up and run with this, right? And that's what it's about, like leadership planning or succession planning. It ain't all about me. I'm just a vessel at this moment in time. But what responsibilities do you all have? Knowing that the nature of the work that we do, knowing the issues that are confronting Black youth, especially here in California, knowing the fact that Elk Grove Unified is #1 in the state, and I'm gonna say it until I can't say it no more. They are terrible because they don't see a need to change the way that they do things. And Sac City is not that far behind. So knowing what you know, and you have the ability to get information at your fingertips, you have a huge responsibility now. Yeah, we could have fun all day long, and we will. But when it's time to go, it's time to go. And, we have like a whole bunch of stuff coming up in August, right? Where we're spreading out on multiple campuses, right? each one of us is going to have a certain set of things that we are going to be responsible for. And so my question to you all, y'all think you're ready?
Yes.
Of course, you would be the loudest one.
my bad. Yeah.
What makes you think you're ready?
Well, in regards to being on multiple campuses, yeah, I think that I'm ready for it. I think just because I love the experience. I don't know why. I just really do. I love working. I am a little nervous, don't get me wrong, because I know that not all of them may be elementary school. Some of them may be like middle schoolers. And middle schoolers are intense because it's their period where they're trying to be somebody. Like, it's their period of who am I?
Oh, they smelling themselves.
Yes. And so it's like, who am I? Who am I going to be? And how can I push that the best that I can? And that may either be positive or negative. They may think they're trying to be something and then want to be another and then talk to you crazy and think, wow, I look so cool. And then I put you in your place and you look stupid. So it's like, you know, I'm afraid of working with them just a little bit. But kids,
I didn't hear fear.
I love working with kids. I love understanding their different personalities. I don't know, because I think that I would have loved that as a kid, you know, having somebody come into my campus and being able to hear and understand me. I know when I was going to elementary school, I had a bunch of different altercations with a bunch of different kids and teachers, and I never felt understood. You know, I was just that rowdy, misbehaving little black girl.
Really? Were you rowdy and misbehaving?
Yeah, I was the principal and see you again. This is your citation for this and this, that, and the third. And you know, it just sucked because I felt like half the time I wasn't even a bad kid. I just felt like I was being picked on sometimes. And I think that
looking at the statistics, do the statistics back up what you were feeling?
Honestly, yes. And so it was like,
So
and like it was so
unicorn.
crazy. It was so crazy because I would never have known that as a kid, but being in the position that I am and thinking like, wow, maybe all those instances I was maybe targeted. Like, that's actually crazy. And like the work that we're doing, we're kind of helping stop and limit that, because I think that that is super important. And the work that we do is super important, which is why I want to be a part of that. No matter how hard it may get, it's not going to be easy, but it's effective. And I like that. So,
Adrian, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
You excited?
I'm excited. Excited thinking about the impact that we're gonna have, because I already know with the girls and they had their impact on that school. And then when me and Jalen started going there, impact that we had the first day with a bunch of kids coming up to us wanting to play.
Because y'all hecka tall, y'all must play basketball.
But it's like when I think about when I was in elementary school and our after school programs and how they impacted me, and how I think back to those days in our relationships. I'm like, now imagine if they were black. None of them were black. Like, imagine if they looked like me and they could actually relate to me, what kind of impact they would have on me now. Yeah. So I think me and Jalen and the girls will have that same impact.
Jalen, you ready?
One thing this job has taught me is that there's not you never really ready. You're never really ready, but when the time comes, you're ready. You might think like up until you like, how is we finna do it? But we end up doing it. So that's where I'm at. We at the what's this gonna look like? But when trust me, when August come, we gonna figure it out, and we gonna do it to the best of our ability.
That's right. And you have a support system.
Yes,
right?
we do.
And you know, I never thought that I would be on campus like regularly. Because normally when I go to a campus, everybody's already scared. They think I'm there for a problem. And that kind of gets taxing when, you know, people think you're only there to hear problems, because then they throw all the problems on you. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we can serve in these different capacities, how we can assess the needs of the kids on each campus. And, you know, because I don't believe in blanket, you know, solutions for every situation. That's how we got in this trouble in the first place. These assumptions that everybody is the same, right? And so I'm looking forward to getting to know the staff at these schools to see how we can best not just support the kids, but, you know, in my capacity, how I can support the staff to help them in their desire to connect better with Black kids. And then I look at, you know, the fact that you and Anaya, I've had Anaya since 7th grade, right? And y'all are about to get on. I mean, y'all are going into a different kind of
Phase of life.
phase, right?
Next chapter.
And I got some pictures I'm gonna break out at the Black
What?
grad.
Oh Lord.
Oh, no.
I can't wait. But as you're getting ready to start this new phase, right? What are you most excited about?
Is that a question for her or?
Both.
Okay.
All. Come on, Anaya, like, come on.
Okay. I'm excited for new experiences and learning new things. I love learning new things. I love getting to know people. I love learning about myself. And it's gonna be a new experience. One, I'm going to college. That's
Uh-huh.
new.
Now you're going to a HBCU, which
Yeah, that's a different experience.
majority of Black folks is not from
Right.
where you're normally used to.
Mhm.
So are you excited about that? Are you curious about that? Because I can tell you when I first went to Atlanta and I came up from the underground mall and I saw all them Black people, this is what I did. Like
Right.
it took my breath away.
Yeah.
So are you excited about the possibilities, what you're gonna see, learn, experience, all that stuff?
I am very excited, and I think I have a good support system out there already.
Oh,
I know
perfect.
2 girls that attend Howard, then I have family out there, so I'm very excited just to be around, to start that new journey, and very proud to say that I'll be attending HBCU, and I'm just excited to be around Black people, like almost 24/7, plus DC. A lot of Black people out there too, so very
Well, it's not
excited.
the chocolate city it used to be. But
Mhm.
I look forward to coming and seeing you out there because I think that, there's a lot of things that I haven't done at my big age, like Jada would say. I've never been to a HBCU homecoming. So I'm really
Okay.
looking forward to that and experiencing some things.
And don't they
out
got
there.
the African American Museum out there too?
They do.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
thinking,
I mean,
we're all gonna go to
Yay!
the African American Museum.
Why
We're
you
gonna
saying yay like you're not about
experience
to live
it
out there?
together.
'Cause Imma come with y'all. Imma
Yeah,
with y'all.
she's gonna come.
It needs to be days. It's a big museum.
Girl,
Oh,
I've only
dang.
gotten
So
to the
big.
second floor, and I've been there 4 times.
Oh my God.
Okay,
How
yeah,
many
it's
floors are there?
I think 5,
Goodness gracious.
4 or 5. I mean, it's just so
just
heavy,
big.
and
Yeah.
things are just so emotionally taxing. Like I never got past the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I look forward to that. I'm also thinking about we're gonna go tour the lynching museum
Oh wow.
at some point too. So I will let y'all know about
that's
that.
gonna be heavy.
Yeah,
That's gonna
because
be
I
heavy.
think that in order to know where we're going, we have to know where we've come from.
Mhm.
And there's so many things out here that I think we take for granted. The freedom and the liberties that we experience, the ways that our forefathers who came before us made a way for everybody else to be here, and how we're bottom casted, and how everybody wants us to forget our history but remember everybody else's. And so we're gonna go on some history tours, and we're gonna learn some things together. And whether we laugh, cry, scream, cuss, fight,
We're gonna do it together.
we're gonna do it together, because I think that in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. And so I look forward to that. I look forward to more team building. We'll be back in Lafayette at some point.
Shout out
Put
my
your hand
fam.
down.
All right,
Put
go
your
ahead,
hand
put your
down.
hand
Shout out my fam.
And so there's some things that are coming up, but I always want you guys to be able to make sure you communicate the things that we're doing here in a way that people your age would, get the message, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing for me to come in, and I'm a professional communicator, like straight up, I'm a professional communicator. That's where my degree is in. I've spent time on the radio. That's just my thing. But when they see it from your level and you explain it, it hits different.
Yeah.
It just does. They just think I'm somebody mama and I'm just up here just talking. But when they're actually here to experience it, it's something else. And we're going to be hiring. So real quickly, and I know we're going to run out of time, we're going to go a little bit over. What type of teammates do you think would be a good fit for this environment that we have? And I'm going to start with Anaya. Give me some characteristics, a characteristic. What do you think teammates who are trying to become part of Team Whole Mood, what type of characteristics should they have?
This is just my experience from being BSU president, is separating personal from professional.
Yes.
There's time and place for everything. Time and place.
Yeah.
Okay. Time and place. Okay, Jada. What characteristics you think somebody could survive in this environment?
To survive in this environment.
Yeah. We a whole lot going on around here.
Very true.
Maybe consistency.
Okay. I like that.
Definitely
Consistency is big. It's huge.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially we do a lot
It's
and so
key.
fast. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think they got to be open-minded
Yeah.
because things are changing at the blink of an eye. Like,
He said, "You
Some-
never know what you're
you
gonna
never know what
expect."
you're doing, so be ready for anything.
You took my word, bro.
find a new
You're
one.
weird for that. Okay.
What type of person you want to work with? What type of person?
I just need I need somebody who knows when it's time to have fun and when it's time to work.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the worst thing when somebody is always in fun mode, even when it's work mode, and always in work mode when it's time to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be able to switch.
Okay. So I'm hearing flexibility. I'm hearing. Ain't nobody say fun, or did you say
She
fun?
said he said fun.
Yeah,
He
but
said
but
no
not
win-
too much fun and not too much work.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
have a nice balance.
Yeah.
I think that they have to have some tough skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when there's deadlines. I am not the nicest person. I really, really try. But if you mess up too many times, you might get a little tongue lashing.
Yeah.
But I do not curse at people. I try to walk them through it. But come on, man, don't make me do extra.
Yep.
What else? I don't know.
I think those are the big ones.
The big ones.
Yeah.
All right. So just know we'll be hiring in the coming weeks. I know that somebody reached out to us via the website and asked
seen
where
it.
we hiring. Yes,
seen
we will be. We got to pick up a few people, but know that we go out in uniform and we show up as a team. We leave as a team. We don't leave anybody up behind. We don't let anybody come for one of our teammates with us being silent. We don't do that
Yeah.
because that's not the example I set.
Nope.
And what would you say, Delia? What would you say?
You can mouth it. I'll speak it out.
Tevin, what would you say?
Take
Oh,
your
they're
time.
still thinking, oh Lord.
Oh,
It's like,
Lord.
where the Jeopardy music? And y'all gonna pop in together. Okay. All right. So we'll be thinking about that. We're gonna come up with their answers. But if you are interested and you are looking for a place where you belong, a place where you will get love and tough love, this might be the place for you. Just know we have our celebration weekend coming up. That's a great time for us to get to know you as a volunteer.
Facts.
If you want to just come and see what we're all about and help us out that weekend, that'd be fantastic. As Adrian so eloquently put it, we have our soiree on that Friday night, Jalen's birthday, and
on,
he's
man.
gonna keep mentioning it all day. So tickets are absolutely free. However, it is imperative that you RSVP. If you don't RSVP and you show up, you might get in, but the food may be gone. So RSVP, Family Fun Day, Elk Grove Regional Park. We are going to have a funky good time. I got my oversized Uno cards, my oversized Sorry. What else I got? Oversized Clue.
I'm gonna do that
Yes,
oversized
yes.
Uno. I'm gonna whoop y'all in bigger size.
We're going to have, I don't know what else, if we got
gon-
some volleyball or something
Oh
popping
yeah.
off.
Keila said she'd bring a volleyball.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring some baseball.
So
Delia,
we gonna be
can,
doing
can we
football.
interest you in
I'll do
barbecuing
volleyball.
for us?
Oh, you gotta
On the
have that.
spot.
You gotta have that. You have that.
I'll slide some Benjis your way.
Who got the DJ? Who the playlist? Who got the good playlist? going
I
on?
don't know. What about spades? I don't know how to play spades. You giving lessons?
Blackjack. I
Nah.
can do blackjack. I can do spoons. Y'all.
But listen though,
Poker.
because Obed came to Sacramento and he didn't say nothing to nobody, so he's on restrictions. So take that comment
Wow.
down. We don't want to hear from Obed right now
Dang.
because he came to town and didn't say nothing
Wow,
to us.
that's
So
how
we're
you
not talking
That's
to
feel.
him.
kind of crazy, gang.
But he's welcome to come to Family Fun Day and
Yeah,
get
you-
beat in Uno.
like you
Yeah.
welcome and everything.
I'll beat you
but
with love.
dang, bruh.
Beat you with love. You know.
And then we have our
Black grab, baby.
No.
Oh.
Before Black Grab, we
Uh-oh.
have what's the snow cone people?
Oh, Kona Ice.
Kona
Kona
Ice is gonna be
Ice.
out there. We got
Oh,
free
oh,
snow cones
oh,
for our
oh,
participants
oh.
at FM Family Fun Day. So come on out and get you some ice, and then Black Grab.
Black
Black
grad,
grad.
guys, I'm
Wait,
liking the
but wait.
stage. I'm like,
Hosted by yours truly.
yeah, Black
Yeah.
Whisper
Come
Radiation.
Come
We're
on.
excited. We're excited. We got some elements we're trying to put
Oh,
in.
yeah.
So we'll see what we can come up with, but it will be fun, action packed. fast moving. Get ready. Make sure your devices are charged. We're going to have a couple of cahoots going on. We're going to have the raffle. We're giving out some scholarships, and I did not put them up here. But if you have not gotten our newsletter, go to our website, website, and check out the 3 scholarships we have. We have the Earlene Jackson Memorial Scholarship for $2,000. We have the Whole Mood Scholarship for $1,000, and then there's one more. The last one is the Advocacy, BYLP Advocacy Scholarship. All entries must be videos. If you work here, you are not eligible. So if you've worked here in the past, you are not eligible. But we're going to make sure y'all have something anyway. We're going to take care of you guys anyway. So don't worry about that. So those will be due on June 18th. So scholarships, if you need some strange cash or change, make sure you log in, see the requirements, and go ahead and submit your videos to the email addresses that are on each scholarship. So with that, we look forward to welcoming Miss Keevy back, Miss Madison Keevy, as one of our co-hosts. And so we're excited, man.
Please come out.
So
it's
far,
gonna be so fun.
we have what
75
signups.
Yep.
So, and that's including grads. I think we only have 30 grads.
Yes.
So if you have any folks that have promoted as class of 2023 or graduated as class of 2023, make sure they RSVP so we can get their certificates and all that good stuff. And again, there's gonna be some food, but if you didn't RSVP, you're gonna be the last one to get over there.
So eating air.
Yeah, let's get ready to do it.
It's gonna be a
fun.
I'm excited.
Good time.
Do you guys remember the name of the DJ? 17-year-old DJ we can't have coming through, blessing the space.
Nope.
Seven. Ain't Soul Development? Did Soul Development?
Soul Development.
Yes.
So we got stuff going on, y'all.
We got
so
stuff.
make sure you pop in, you connect. Obed, you better RSVP before I put you in a chokehold. I'm sorry, headlock, not chokehold, because we don't do chokeholds. We don't do that.
Well,
so make sure you RSVP, and we will see you on June 23rd at the soiree. We are Black versus the Board of Education. Go ahead and start us off with the wave, Miss Anaya.
Ready. Yeah. Take your time, please.
Oh, come on, Jada.
Kill it.
We will see you next week with special guest Jake Goodon.